Hey again, it's Josh with Cullen Cosplay. A while back, I got my hands on some HD foam from SKS props. Kind of had a chance to mess with it, get a feel for it. Made it look like this as far as templates. So I'm going to give you guys some insight for what I saw with it, what projects I actually done so far with it, and hopefully it gives you an idea on if you want to use this stuff or not. The link is in the description below, so if it interests you, please order from this guy because this is some really good stuff and I hope you enjoy. Alright, so right off the bat, the easiest thing that you can tell from this stuff is you're playing with gray foam. So what does that mean for you? That means when you draw your templates on this thing, it's going to be easier. If you ever seen me build, I use these big old fat Sharpies. The thing about it is though, is when I'm cutting now, it's a lot easier to see, it's easier on the eyes. Picks up a lot more details too without having to adjust for filters or anything else when you're taking pictures. So the gray actually makes you build better. So that's straight off the bat the first thing that you're going to notice and first thing you're going to start messing with when you're putting your templates on this. Okay, so for this next section I'm going to be showing you some of the stuff I built. Just so you know, down below there is a group called Pepicura Depository. All these templates are posted in there by several other people. Some of them I modify, it's a group to be able to share whatever you want to work on. It doesn't have to be just Pep. But when I'm breaking into this stuff, the first thing that I noticed with this foam was it sanded really well, because on this Captain Marvel helmet I had to do a lot of the edge works and all of it came off really clean. So the other foam that I use, when you Dremel it up, you get those tiny little dust balls and everything else, and kind of, you know, if you want to get them off, you'll heat seal it. This stuff, one pass, completely clear. The other thing was it was the first time I was using contact cement on it, and it actually absorbed really well. So this top peak, I mean, I posted it on Instagram if you saw it, but I was really excited because it absorbed, and when I pinched it together, it sealed that seam so nice. But I'm not using anything to ever seal my seams, so to get a foam that I can actually kind of pinch and make sure that everything is sealed up really nice and the contact cement absorbs in is great for me. Alright, so the next project I worked on was a Wolverine Cap, and what I wanted something that actually incorporated a lot of stuff I usually do. So the undercuts is something I've done, the little growl marks up front. If you know me, I kind of do Batman stuff, so I wanted something where I have to have kind of peaks and valleys, but the thing about this stuff is it's just like the Captain Marvel, where when I sealed that up, the seams work so well. So it's when I did the contact cement and I pinched them together, I don't have gaps. I don't have to fill gaps because it works so well. It is soft, but it holds its shape. The undercuts, when I was doing those, I just use hot glue to fill that up, and when I cut those out, when they say this stuff cuts like butter, it does. So those undercuts, when I was cutting it, it's the first time. I sent Steven a picture, and I go, look, this stuff is amazing when it comes to undercuts. It really cuts really well, so it's actually going to make you build better with this stuff. Alright, so the next thing that caught my eye was this, a Hand of Doom. The thing about it is I didn't articulate the fingers, but you see how they work, how they go. The contact cement, like I said, it adheres really well, so nothing's breaking off, nothing's popping open. When I did this, the seams, that was the biggest reason why I wanted to do something kind of this design, is to make sure that when I'm telling you guys this stuff seals well. Like I said, I'm using contact cement, so make sure you keep that involved. But it seals really well. I don't have seams from it. The fingers, when I did all the undercuts, usually I could probably get about 2 to 3 pieces and then the blade would start dulling. On this stuff, no. I did all the undercuts on this foam. It did not dull one time. So all the undercuts from the palms to the fingers, all of them in there, it didn't dull the blade at all. Alright, so the last piece I worked on was a torso. The reason I wanted to do this was to actually see how well it did form without using a heat gun. So when I first busted this out, like I said, please get on my Instagram, you'll see, but I posted a picture, I had the lines cut out. All I did was work the foam after I did the undercuts. So after I did the gluing, which if you haven't ever seen it, bust it open, glue it open, that's it. But you sit there and you work the foam. And just being able to do that will allow you to pop those out. So you don't have to use a heat gun to be able to kind of get shape out of this. So if that's something you're worried about, or if I take this edge, I could actually hold it down, and I know it comes up a little bit, but it's going to hold that round until I actually shape it back to where it is. So this was a big important piece just to see how it worked with that type of stuff. So that's literally everything that I've done with this foam so far. I'm looking forward to actually doing some more projects with it, but I wanted to make sure I ran it through kind of a gauntlet of what I know I do with Pepakura, what I've seen other people do with templates. There's a bunch of amazing builds out there right now going on with his foam. There's a bunch of amazing painters that are using his foam. Make sure you watch the stuff. Everything is down below, like I said before. Please take a look at it. If you have any other questions, hit me up. If I find any more foam, you know I'm going to post it. But right now, this stuff from SKS Props, it's damn good foam.